the middle.
All right, let's get started with bucket fills and something good. You guys, if there is nothing good right now, I mean, it's 4th of July week. You know that there's going to be voting. It's like 100 million degrees and muggy out. What is good?
I just got past inspection on my first home for me.
They had to negotiate inspections or no? It's like there's a whistle.
It was pretty good. So it's a duplex in Northeast. So if you guys know anybody who's looking to rent out the other side, I would appreciate it.
Like, I would love to know them.
I would love to meet them.
That's awesome. Super cool. Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So we'll be having fun moving at the end of the month.
You aren't hiring movers?
No. What?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Well, it'll be me and one of my roommates right now. So
Oh, it's like the beer and pizza kind of thing?
Yeah.
That still works for you. After a while, that gets really old when you're like, I'll buy some beer and pizza, and everyone's like, yeah, no. All right, what else? What else is good?
That is funny the older you get.
I got a new listing yesterday.
Yeah, Andy. And I heard because you're on the boat.
Yeah, baby.
Probably know boat me without me, so. Oh, I did know Derek was like doing like some workout over here, but he was really just
Been
reading.
bugging me for a couple weeks.
Rocky table.
Awesome. Where's the listing?
It's in Pearl Garden, and they've only been there 2 years, and they it's a premium one. It's gorgeous. 739. It is. They put 5 evergreens across the back, so it's got green all year, and they are home decoration wholesalers, so it looks like something out of House Beautiful magazine.
Love it.
And they live 6 months of the year in Florida, so it's barely been lived in. So
Love it.
I don't know what's Pearl Garden. It's the Homeowners Development on 101 in Plymouth.
It's actually probably one of the only affordable.
Yeah, and this unit is
That's great.
best
And
everything.
you sold that to him too?
Yay. No, they bought it right from Carla. Yeah, when they bought it, which is fine, but I've known that for a long time. So they called me on Sunday to talk about it, and while I was there, they're like, "So when can we get it on the market?" Okay.
So let me just go on over.
So so they're
Right.
getting it ready now, and
Let me look at my schedule. Oh yeah, I'm available at 3.
pictures next week, coming soon, the 13th. So, but if you want to get in to see it beforehand, we're totally down with that. It's
Perfect.
right now.
Perfect. What else is good? Anything?
I'd like to fill Matt's bucket for taking my calls, and I've just had some stuff that I've contacted him about. Realtor jail, towing the line.
like one foot in, one foot out, and you're kind of like, yeah.
Thanks, Matt. Welcome.
Love it. Anything else? I've got a weird one.
I was before I became a realtor, I was a music major. So the music really speaks to me. I found a song this week that has just like completely fueled my energy and that kind of thing. And I thought, well, you know what? That artist has no idea. They did good work and it's fueled something for somebody else, and kind of prompted me to think like, okay, sometimes we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, music is a funny thing. Like when you listen to it, I mean, yeah. And I should have known this when we were coaching so that I could have been like, find the song.
Oh yeah.
That was the question I didn't ask. See? Anything else? Just in case you guys are wondering, today's the day that CE was due. So I don't know if you're doing it now, if it's going to work or not, but we'll see.
Losing hair and
great
coming in. And
Candy, you see everybody kind of go past Candy's office, like slowly, and they're like, so is my CE in? And it's the same question. And she's like, I don't know. I'll check.
I mean, I was gonna say, if anybody has leftover, Sherry told me about going to Structure Tech, the inspection company online. They've got CE classes, so that's how I took all my last like 8 hours.
Yesterday?
Well, yeah, 2 days ago, but But there's some really, really cool classes. One of them, which I normally don't listen to any of it ever, but one of them was the, like 100 things that go wrong in an inspection. And it was unbelievable. The pictures and the explanation, and then you take a little test at the end, and it was like 2 days. They recorded everything. It was on my transcript. So they were very good. And it's like $10 for I think I paid $30 total for 7 hours. So,
Right.
yeah. So that's, I was impressed.
Like it.
And I just want to make a note that they had everything uploaded in 2 days, so maybe don't do that today, but next year.
I don't know what
Next
to
year. I mean, listen, if we had trouble getting our CE done this year, you might want to start tomorrow. Okay? And I say that kind of funny, but not really, because it really becomes a stressful. There's a lot of people really stressed out in these last 5 days when it's really 15 hours. And I know that we all have 15 hours on social media or wherever else that we could be doing our CE in the 365 days of the year besides June, 28th, 29th, and 30th. Just for your own peace of mind and weekends that you probably had to spend 7 hours in one day or whatever, right? Like, let's just get on top of it early.
And Matt
Okay?
Brady,
I care about you.
let's just say that Matt Brady does not want to spend his fourth talking to your clients because you didn't get your stuff done and you don't have a license.
Which is also very true, by the way. If you lose your license and you have clients, you are unable to speak to them. And if you do speak to them, that is a big, huge, gigantic no-no. And that means your listings, your buyers, everything. So it's not something to mess around with. And all of that will go to Matt. And Matt can decide whether or not he will take a referral fee for all of them. So just FYI, especially since it's always a holiday weekend that this happens on.
I already got a call this morning from somebody who didn't, well, actually, they thought they finished, but they took the same class twice. So they, will not have a license tomorrow. And they're working to hustle to get it done.
Nobody wants to do that. No one wants to do that. All right. The office will be closed Friday. I know that's not the actual 4th, but you know what? We would like to also have a weekend. So we are closed on Friday the 3rd. And if you are putting your listing on Friday the 3rd or the 4th, come talk to me. Okay? Just don't do it. In my opinion, just don't do it because half the buyers are not in town. But we will be closed on Friday. If you have anything that is an emergency, please either text myself or Heather because she's going to raise her hand. And again, that is an emergency. That is not like, hey, I forgot to do X, Y, Z and because of poor planning. Okay?
Oh, yep, today's the last day. Double check.
Today's last day. If it's not in there, well.
So I checked mine this morning and I couldn't just pull up the 20, it said 26, 27.
I know, so you have yours done already. It already switched to next year.
Oh, thank God.
I know,
Complete panic mode.
It happened to me, when I was checking some people and I was like, oh my gosh, they need 15.
I was like, I don't have enough hours left. I was looking at it, I was like, I still need 13-hour hours.
No, it'll say due by 2027 now, if you have switched over. So, thank you so much for checking. Let's get Shane.
Last minute.
He's like, and if I did, All right, Boat Cruise. Today is the last day to get your listing signed and into command. Okay, today is the last day. So if you're not on the boat, you better be door knocking with listing paperwork in your hand for them to sign. Okay. Any questions around that? I'm super excited about it.
If anyone wants to confirm or make sure they're on the boat, if they didn't get their paperwork properly put into command, like we need to see it to count the listing, follow up with.
A lot of people have contacted me and said, I'm on the boat. And I said, that's great. Is it in command? They're like, yeah. And it is in command, but it hasn't been submitted.
Yes.
If your opportunity is not submitted, it
To be
does
fair, I
not
never
come up in the
said
queue.
submit, so I apologize, but usually you have to hit submit.
Yes.
Like, I understand that might have been it, thing.
So a lot of the people with transaction coordinators or with director of ops and stuff, they put all their stuff in and do everything, so they don't necessarily submit it to us. So you've got to make sure we see that by submitting it to us and let your transaction coordinator know.
Cool.
Make sense?
Perfect. Block party. Right. So our next one is July 14th and then the 28th. And then we do have the 11th and the 25th still available in August. So if you know of a vendor or a team that wants to sponsor those, please let us know so we can have some fun grilling outside. And just, again, it's a good time for a social event. All right. Mega camp. All right. This is like, we've been talking about it briefly, kind of each team meeting, but it is like sneaking up on us now. So if you have not bought your ticket yet, scan this QR code. Again, there are people that want roommates. There's people that you also get, I don't know if this time you get discounts on flights or not once you go in. I don't remember because I did it so long ago. But again, it's going to be huge. There's a lot of AI stuff that is coming into play with Mega Camp this year. And that's not going away, by the way. Heather was in a webinar with me, and the things that are going on in AI, not just in real estate, but in general, if you are not on board of learning this, sadly, I'm going to say you're going to get really left behind. And I think we talked about that, a year and a half ago, but I mean, it's like whether or not you still have a phone that's connected to the wall or you have an iPhone. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, the things that are happening with AI is incredible. And again, it's going to take time to learn. And if you're not immersing yourself in it, I don't know what to tell you, right? Because people are lead capturing with it. People are doing a lot of things with it. So this is a great event. And they just announced 5 more speakers. I mean, the lineup is incredible. You would pay what you're paying for just Phil with 5 other speakers at this particular event. So if you're interested and if it's a finance thing, please let me know that piece. And I've told that, and then nobody comes and asks. And then when I ask them why they didn't go, it's like because of finances. We can make that work. So please, please, please come to see me if that is the only thing holding you back. Right? And I can promise you, your kids are going to have another first day of school because I missed plenty of that week before school, and most of us don't start until September. So if you give me that, not taking it. Not taking it at all. All right, next. So, we weren't sure how many people were going to show up to this meeting, and we are ending a month that we have not had ever in the history of this market center, like ever. Oh, right. I don't know. Do you want to share it? Because yes, you do. This is a big deal, and you've been tracking this for like a while, so you can share the news of what our month is and what's.
Wait, just to say it.
I do want you to say it.
Oh my gosh, you guys. So, we do lots of closings around here and have had some really good months. You guys, this month, have received over $2 million in commissions in the month of June. So, that hit 2 million before. So, I mean, congratulations to all of you. And we were looking through the list. There's a lot of people on this list. It's not just one person. There's a lot of people on this list that got a lot of GCI. So just congratulations to everyone. It's really, really exciting.
I do also, so Heather said something to, first of all, that's
Impressive.
I mean, how long has the Market Center been?
Well, almost 20 years.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry, 21 years.
21 years. Okay, so in 21 years, okay, so that's been a lot of different kinds of markets. Would you guys agree in 21 years? And we thought that COVID times were just so awesome. And that was the best market that you could ever have, right? Didn't we say that? Oh my gosh, things are flying off and we're it was my best year ever. I know year after year I kept hearing, it's my best year ever. It's my best year ever. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize. And in 1 month, we have over $2 million in gross commission income to you. The other piece, which some of you might cringe at and not cringe at, right? Do you want to know, and we're open books. And so this is why I want to say this, because you're going to see next month, we, you know, candidly lost some agents because there's other brokerages that they're hard on you right now, right? Do you know how much the market center made off of that $2 million? You can look it up. So this is why I'm going to talk about it. Take a guess. No investors get to talk.
So this is like our company
They're
dollar.
company dollars.
So
When you
you're-
get your check, if something gets taken out,
So
and
you're
you're like,
referring-
oh God, it feels like a lot.
You're referring to the splits that you guys pay to Keller Williams,
Yeah.
not your royalties
Take a
of what
guess.
you pay to our market center.
Take a guess.
2 million.
Out of 2 million. 400,000? I know, that's amazing. I want to do this because I want you to understand how hard this market center works for you and what that looks like, right? And I think sometimes we forget where we are and what value we have in different places, right? So $2 million. This is to the agents, right?
For 1 month.
1 month. Any other guess besides 400,000?
50,000.
How much?
I don't know, there's a lot of counter.
No, I didn't hear what you said. No, I didn't hear what you said. No, I didn't hear it.
This much. This is how much we took out of your guys' commission. And I say this because let's just say you were at another brokerage and got a 90-10 split. 90-10, and everyone's like, yeah, but I got a 90-10. Yes, with no cap. How much is that? Let's do some quick math.
200,000.
What do you guys see in that?
More Range Rovers for the owners.
Guys, I say this because in the next few weeks, I talked about mission and vision. I talked about what value is. I talked about it in regards to what we do here for you. And I hope that you can see that sometimes, right? Because this is incredible.
It's just 1 month.
This is just 1 month, right? I know some agents that are making more than this in 1 month in their commissions, guys. So when you think that you're like, let us know what we can do better, number one, right? But then also value the fact that, hey, guess what? We are truly in business by agents for agent. Like, that's not a joke. Matt's smiling because he's like, yeah, I know how this all works, right? Rick.
I would encourage everyone, if you haven't done this yet, this is to help Jamie and John and Matt, that at the end of the year, or even the end of last year, take your GCI and figure out the percentage that you paid Keller out of your GCI. Because it's pretty amazing if you do a decent amount of business and you figure out what your percentage is, it can be really shocking and good.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, thank you, Rick. And I say this, I'm not saying this because of any reason. I just think a lot of times we don't know our numbers. Can we all agree we don't know our numbers most of the time? Like if I was to ask you right now what your volume was, what your GCI for the year is, most of you would be like around X, right? That's not what we got into business for sometimes. We got into business to help people. And then you're like, oh, but I got to run a business and I got to know numbers and I got to do P&Ls and I got to do all this stuff. So I just want you to know your numbers on this piece and know that we want you guys to have really amazing lives. Really amazing lives. And this is just part of it. Money's money, right? But it does fund the life that you want.
Well, I don't know my numbers like at all.
I know, I'm sure.
What I do know is a fact. I have never, since 2010, I have never paid Keller Williams over 6% in a year since 2010. And then I asked myself, is it worth 6% to be at Keller Williams? And I'm like, well, duh, what a freaking no-brainer. Like, it's just, and you know, really, you guys got to do it. Just figure it out, figure out what your percentage is and ask yourself, is it worth being here? And then with everything that's provided, all the education, all the camaraderie, all the opportunities to network, all the technology and everything else, it's just easy.
So, I mean, Rick's spot on, right? And with this, I'm going over this, one, to congratulate you guys, because if you check your bank account, this is pretty amazing. And then if you check your bank account next month on the 21st, and you have profit share, that's like a whole nother win, right? Because we get this, but guess what we do with this? I didn't even get to that. Guess what we do? What do we do with that? Because we add that, and then we have some other stuff that comes in, right? And then it's called a profit. And then what do we do? Oh my gosh, we share that profit. So it's not even this, because it goes back to the agents that actually help grow this market center. So whatever model or whatever conversation you're having outside this brokerage, do not feel scared to have the conversation with me at all. Because every time, I think you need to make a logical decision for yourself, number one. And I'm not going to ever say to someone, hey, no, this is the right fit, or it's not the right fit. And if you can tell me why, I will wish you absolutely the best, but I think you're getting bewildered by some of the really fancy marketing. And most people are like, why are you talking about this? Why would you talk about this? Because it's happening. I know you're all getting calls. Hey, I got this great offer. Guess what? I do it to the other agents too. But I can actually stand behind the great offer. And that's the difference. And we're not a fit for everybody. And some people like the fancy stuff and they want all the other things and they want to pay 20% and they want to pay, 30 to 80 grand instead of then 16. And that's fine. That's fine by me. But I want you to build an awesome business. And part of this mastermind is I want to know what is working well for you guys. We're going to also send out a survey like mid-year. And I know half of you are not going to take it because you're going to see it. Then we're going to send it to you like 8 times. And then you're going to be like, well, I think you should do this. And I'm going to say, well, guess what? You didn't put it on the survey, so I don't really care. I mean, I'm not really going to say that, but part of the survey, right? It's anonymous. We don't know who's saying it. We know that we can improve on things like anybody, right? And I'm guessing there are things that you guys really, really, really like. Am I accurate on that?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Derek, for responding to the question. So part of that though is this didn't just happen because we're all sitting here and doing nothing. So the mastermind is one, we're going to send out a survey to help you do this more often, right? Because I'm guessing there are people that are like, I'm tired. I don't have the right systems in place. I feel like I'm running around. I don't feel like I'm getting part of this fair share. There's probably a million different thoughts happening with the agents that are either online or in this room right now, right? I joke and they're not in here, so I can actually make fun of them. And it's recorded so they can go back and look at it. If you've been in the ALC meeting, I think every single month, Alex and Ben, right, I coach with them, and they've been behind like 6 or 7 transactions, right? Like consistently. He's like, no, I think we're on pace for the last 5 months. I met with Alex yesterday. Can you guys guess where they're at in their business as of the end of June? Actually, July, because they already have everything scheduled out to July. They were down 7. They were down 7 transactions to their goal, right? So they're supposed to close 11 deals every single month. Take a guess.
On track.
On track. And above. Okay. They're 15 transactions above goal mid-year. So when we sit here, I use this as an example. They were behind goal, right? And they get told every single time that we go over their numbers every single week, you're behind goal, here's your gap, here's your gap, here's your gap. And you could bet that Alex came in yesterday and he slid the paper and he's like, how's your day? It's like, it's great. He's like, you want to go over numbers? And I was like, well, you have nothing listed or, you don't have any appointments on. He's like, those numbers are wrong. I said, okay, which I actually think they are. And then we go to his sheet, right? Every month he has 11 closing slots and you have to put the address in there every single month. And all of a sudden I look and June has like 18 closing. And July had like 16 closing. And he's like, where are we at now? Right? But that means if you feel like you're behind, if granted, there's two of them, I get that, but they do everything together, so it's really like one. But you can catch up on that gap and you can surpass it, right? But it's about knowing what that gap is. So there is no better time than right now to go look at your numbers at the end of June while you're sitting and having a Corona or whatever right before fireworks or whatever you drink. Spicy margarita or gin and tonic would be my choice. And look at the numbers and be like, where is my gap? And then honestly ask yourself, what do I need to do to change that gap? Who's ahead right now? Selena. Selena again. Who's behind right now? Higher. Can we put our hands up so I can see the... Who doesn't know if they're behind or ahead because they're not really sure what their numbers are? Thank you, Rick and Hudson. So what are you guys going on? When you know or you don't know, when you don't know, what are you going on? You're going on a feeling. You're going on a feeling like I'm busy. I got a lot of stuff, right? And when that happens, I'm gonna tell you, it's hard to catch up at that point, right? Because it's like now I feel even more busy because I'm getting more business. Look at your numbers, people, and then tell me what your challenges are, right? Because there's challenges with this. What are our challenges right now?
Can I just quick throw in? If anyone doesn't know how to find their numbers, I can help you find them in Command. Takes minutes. They're so easy to find. We can get you logged into Command and you can see every single one of your deals for however long you want. So just please come to me if you want help with that.
She actually does. Did you see how excited she was about GCI? Like she can hardly contain her excitement about numbers. All right, what challenges are we having right now? For those that are behind or ahead, what challenges are we having?
I just want to say to knowing where you are and then looking back at why am I here? Is it just because I didn't do the activity or was there something, Paige getting really sick has impacted our business here? That's not something I could have planned for or done something about. That's okay. But now, do I adjust the goal? I don't want to feel bad because I'm off goal. There's a legit reason here. And I think then you just look at, okay, realistically, what's the plan going forward? And if it's just, I need to have more activity, then that's okay. If I can't put in any more activity, then you say, okay, then maybe we could adjust the goal. But I think that's as fair as saying just the goal is the goal is the goal. John Acuff always says, the least about your goal the day you set it, and as you're moving through the year, you're learning more about, was that realistic? Should I adjust it up or down or keep it the same and keep pushing? But I think giving ourselves permission to make adjustments if things shift is okay too.
Great. What other challenges are we having? What successes are we having? Like, how is this happening? Like, you must be getting business from somewhere, or maybe lead genning.
So about a week ago, I don't know when, maybe 2 weeks ago, but Hudson says to me, two things. One, I see a bunch of success. It's great. You've got business networking. You're all over. All these people want to work with you, and that's all fabulous. But you don't actually have a real business, a developed business, that's got parameters around it, that's organized, that that could be something that you could sell someday. Yeah, you could sell it. You could let someone take over your client base, but there needs to be a business developed. So that's one of the things, is organizing it to that degree.
Can I stop right there for a second? Rick, you've ran your business very similar over the time that you've had it, right? And you push back pretty hard on like, I just do how I do it, and it's just it is what it is, right? It sometimes takes a hire, just happens to be your son, so you probably maybe respect him more than others or listen to him more or have a better relationship. I don't know. But it takes a hire to tell you or to at least talk about and review, hey, look at this. Because if we did it this way, this could be this, right? Because these conversations aren't new to you.
The other piece of it that I think is...
That's a question. Those conversations aren't new to you, are they? So it takes someone it like as a partnership, right? To make that happen. And I think his point of view coming in, not from real estate necessarily, but as like, hey, I'm sure that when he says, hey, dad, I'm trying to help you, you're like, okay.
And Jordan told me a number of times, he explained it more like, hey, this is a shit show.
She was trying to relate to how you communicate and obviously
Yeah.
it just didn't hit right or like.
And I guess
Hearing and matching, like.
I guess there's a couple things too. So I guess how I described it, and just because it's actually for me, it's more my background. I'm more interested in the business side of things than the sales side of things. And so, obviously growing up watching my dad, I'm like, he's an amazing salesperson. But now that I'm working with him, I'm like, there's kind of a lack of a business side here to an extent. Obviously, he's ran a successful business, but so kind of how I look at it is like, what's the difference between you and Gary Keller, right? Like what's the difference there?
Hawaiian shirts and a black shirt.
Yeah.
Other than that.
And so basically how I see it is it's like Gary basically built a system that created a business, whereas my dad has built a very successful network that created a job. And he does that job every day, all day.
Teach up here?
Maybe eventually.
Do you want to teach up here?
But so that, I guess then eventually it just connected a little bit. And so there's a lot of work now in doing that. And so I guess that's just how I look at it.
The other piece that was huge, and I think people in this room are dealing with the same exact thing. Like I said, well, if we were back to the way business has been, a little bit less business, it be easier to manage. And he said, well, you don't want to go backwards with the quantity of the amount of business. Look at what the deserves are doing in the period of time. The quantity of transactions that they're successfully closing and hopefully doing a good job at it and managing all that. Why don't we just find a way to, to be more efficient with it so that you can maintain these numbers?
Yeah. Like the goal isn't to wait until it's slow season to then catch up and figure out the system, right? Like we just don't want it to slow down.
People are like, I gotta wait. I got too much on my plate.
Right.
And it's like, figure it out now. And usually it's either a system that you need and you need to research it or put it together, or it's a hire that you need. Like it's one of those, right? Like it's not wait till slow season, because then when slow season comes, you're like, well, I don't have the money to do it, right? I have enough time. Why would I need to do that? Like there's always going to be a reason. Like when you need it, research it now and figure it out. Love that. Who can resonate with that? Who has a job instead of then a business? Well, all the people that said didn't know their numbers, you have a job, you don't have a business. Like reality, right? Like that's a very real thing. I'm not being mean. That's just a really direct, like if you don't know your numbers, that's not a business. Because if you go on the stock market or you go anywhere else and, someone's like, hey, how much should we make this month? And the investors are asking and whatnot. Well, I can tell you if the investors asked us what our numbers were and we were like, well, we're around like, 50 or 80,000, like we're around there. I think we're in the red, or I think we're in the green, not the red. They would be like, we need to hire someone else, right? Okay. What other successes are we having? Thank you for that, you guys. None? Derek and Shane are just checking stock market. Bitcoin's still down. Don't worry about that.
That made me think when he said, Gary and international. So how much of that $2 million do we give, you have your royalties, which is the 6% that's taken out, capped at $3,000. I don't know. I don't think some of the other places cap. But how much did we pay to international of that $2 million last month? $33,000. I mean, that's not very much.
Guys, numbers are really cool until they're not, when they're not really high or they're red. Like those numbers, they kind of suck. But that usually happens because you don't know your numbers, right? Is there enough business to go around right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey guys, I don't sell properties often. Okay. I really don't. Like it's like referrals come in. I don't lead generate because that's not my job. My job is to be here. If I can have 2 listings in a week, one sold in 3 hours over asking price. Granted, there was another agent involved in that asked for my help, right? And then there's kind of an agent involved in the other one, but not really. We can have 1 a month, guys. And I don't mean that as like a shaming thing or what, like we can find 1 listing a month. And I know we're like, yeah, but I'm lead generating. Maybe the lead generation isn't the right place to be lead generating, right? Like sometimes our sphere, people go right to our sphere and they're like, but my sphere doesn't give me referrals. Go do open houses. There are plenty of people coming into open houses right now that are unrepresented and have a house to sell before they have to buy. Can we agree on that? That's like, that should, everyone's hand should be up, that there are people walking around thinking they need no representation and are very aware of it, right? They're like, well, there was this thing that happened and I don't need to pay a commission anymore. And like, I can just do this thing. Well, that's not what they do. They end up getting whoever the listing agent is. They end up having both sides of the transaction. You probably are seeing this often, Matt. Like, I mean, this isn't just a random thing I'm saying. He's seeing every single transaction that comes in. And there's plenty of them that you're representing the buyer and the seller. And you know what? You're like, I'm not good at open houses. Great. Get better. Go follow someone. Go do an open house with someone. Right?
And look back at that 7-level open house.
It's insane. You follow the models. You follow the models. We have playbooks, guys. It's all quiet because everyone's like, oh, this is all new. I'm going to talk about it. We have playbooks. We have models for a reason. And I know some people love winging it and they're like, yeah, but I'm just like really charismatic and people like me. And it's like, you know how many people need to like you? And then you have to make sure that one of those people that like you is selling their house or buying a house. Okay, so now it just went down even more. Unless you were like legitimately talking to the person that you got groceries from, the person, the Amazon, like if you're talking to every single person, awesome. Which Jacob actually witnessed it. I actually do ask everybody. Like we were at Boulevard and we got a new sign up for K-Score because there was some lady with her daughter and she was like, oh, I like your earrings. And I was like, oh, well, we're just down the street. And then I started talking about real estate.
Go to the bar more.
Yeah. No, that's your mode, right? Like you can get business anywhere. But go to Whole Foods and go grocery shopping and be like, they're like, oh, what are you making tonight? Don't they always start some dumb conversation? And you're like, I'm on the phone or I'm talking and I'm not really paying attention to you. And you're like, plastic, paper, yeah, thanks. Hey, put the phone down. And be like, oh, I'm making gumbo tonight, right? I'm actually doing a real estate thing. And they're like, oh, you sell real estate? Yeah, why? Why do you ask? Do you live around here? That's not weird. That's actually called a conversation. Like, what's weird is like, oh, it's hot out, right? Yeah, it's really hot. Muggy, hair's kind of curly. That is the, like, okay, like you got nothing from someone. That's like a random conversation, right? We do it all the time. If we're really in this to help people and connect with people, connect with people. Ask good questions. Right? Who has a gigantic pipeline right now? And we're talking like 10 plus clients right now. Okay, Rick, Jake. Okay, since we're all super active and talking right now, what can we do to get our pipeline to 10 clients by the end of July? This is an active, this is like interactive. What can we do?
Go on the boat on the 4th of July and talk to 3 people about real estate.
Boats. Okay, perfect. If you don't have a boat, find someone that has a boat.
Go golfing tomorrow with some random people.
Oh, you know what though? You know what you could also, what else could you do on the boat? So you could talk to people. What else could you do on this boat? What else could you do on this boat? Let's just take one source first. Talk to people. What else can we do? Oh, I know, Kami. We're probably on Lake Minnetonka and there's amazing, huge houses. You know what we could do? We could take like a video or like a fun, like, look at these gigantic houses and then ask a question. Who do you think lives in these? Because nobody's celebrating the 4th Adam, right? So video for social. Okay, so now we have 2 lead sources, 2 types of things that are going to create communication. What else can we do on the boat?
Use Home Spotter.
Use Home Spotter.
Does anybody still use that?
Yep. Anything else we can do on this boat?
Family Feud.
Oh, we could text someone and be like, man, I'm on the boat right now and I saw this amazing pergola, right? Or whatever you want to, whatever conversation you want to talk about, or this amazing jet ski, right? Because there's all people that are like, oh, I like skiing. I like jet skis. I like this boat. I like a Chris Craft. You're going to see that on Minnetonka this weekend, right? Take a picture of it and be like, hey, so you text a friend. Doesn't even have to be a friend. You could just text a person that you know. Could be your enemy. You can still sell your enemy a home. It's fine. So you're on one boat. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think you could go to Maynard's.
Go to Maynard's, which would multiply your 3 people to probably 250.
Oh, you could go to a 4th of July parade and wear your real estate hat.
Okay, remember, you can't be on a boat for that.
Oh, we're still on board.
We're still on a boat. Boat parade. Still, okay, boat parade. Parade, okay, we could be
In a boat parade.
You guys-
One last year was pretty great.
We're kind of, it's kind of funny, right? Because this is one thing that you're doing for 4 hours or however long you're doing it, right? And how many different ways could you actually lead generate from a boat? A lot. But you know what we're doing? Instead, we're like, oh, this is a really cool reel. I'm gonna save that and then I'm gonna do it someday. Never. No, utilize this. Like really, really utilize the things that you do. Right? This is just a boat.
Don't drink too much.
Don't drink too much because then the text and all that can get real weird. So don't do that. Okay, so this is your boat. You want to go golfing. Okay, so you go golfing. What do you do when you go golfing?
Ask them what they do for work.
Okay, ask about their job and business. Okay, so communicate
They'll ask you back.
and build relationship. Okay,
It's seriously everything you do on the boat.
you Heather. Do you guys see what I'm saying? This is not rocket science. It's really not. It's not rocket science. But we make everything so complicated. I post the dumbest things just to get reaction. Okay, the red wig was not dumb. I actually really enjoyed cleaning in my house in the red wig. Like that was actually really fun. You should try it sometime. Like just do dumb things. But do you want to know how many comments or interactions I have when I just live my life and try to like connect with human beings? A lot. My kids get really mad and they're like, you're not an influencer. I'm like, yeah, I know, because I don't have anything polished down there. Right? But then what happens is then people relate and they might not even do it right away. Today, again, I don't know what's happening with the Cheesecake Factory when I worked there, but I know a lot of people when I worked there. And yes, I worked there during both pregnancies, just walling around serving while I was in my 20s. But I haven't talked to these people since I would like, well, Paige is 16. So I was pregnant with Paige, 17 years. Okay. They are still following everything that happens. 2 of them have got their real estate license with Keller Williams. Another one just wrote something just about being a mom and relating and saying, hey, thank you. You helped me start my own business as a trainer. You guys, people are watching. They're watching everything you do. But if you aren't doing anything, they aren't watching. They don't even know anything about you. Until you give them a call because you think that's the only way to do it. No, you pepper that all in. In a way that makes sense for you. Hudson's nodding. Does this resonate with anybody else? Is this overwhelming?
It looks like fun.
It's fun. Lead gen does not have to be boring. And guess what? Calling isn't boring because every person that yells at me, I laugh and then I go to the next call. Because if I call that person back in 5 minutes, they won't even remember that it was me that made that call that they hung up on. And always use the line, I'm sorry, did I offend you? And they're like, oh, no, you didn't offend me. I was busy, right? Because when you come up and you yell at someone, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, did I offend you in some way? I just want to apologize. And they're like, no, not at all. I was just in a mood. And we all agree humans are in a mood sometimes, and then they just like lash out irrationally at someone because it's like, well, you're there. This is fun. And I don't really know you. So it's like, why not? Door knocking. That can be really fun. You get to see dogs, you get to see cats, you get to see weird plants and some great plants. And then you meet funky people and you're like, never knocking on that door again. Don't take lead generation so serious. Go out there and connect with people and be who you are. Right? Jelena, you don't have to be Wendy. Wendy, you don't have to be Jelena. Guess what? Your agents aren't, or your clients aren't going to be like Jelena, most likely. They're going to be like you.
I don't have nut brothers.
You don't have a boat.
I don't have most brothers.
If you don't have a boat, you gotta find a friend. Like, how funny would that be? If you don't have a boat this weekend, you post online and you're like, listen, I don't have a boat, but if anybody needs a +1 on your boat, I'm your guy.
I'll bring the booze.
Whatever it is, like, you don't think that you would get responses on that and be like, oh, we got room on our boat or whatever, right? Like, it would actually create responses. Take a picture of a kayak. You can make it funny and be like, well, it's the only boat I got this weekend. Anybody else got an upgrade for me? Like, do something funny. Or you could say, oh, I got an open house and just listed. This is fun. And nobody cares. Like,
You could do that too.
like, that's the stuff that people don't interact with. Agree with that?
It's oversaturated.
Well, can we just be honest? We just talked about this in a marketing meeting. The only industry that is always on social media, like, is literally real estate agents. And it's not because, I mean, one, there's a lot of us, but there's a lot of dentists out there. There's a lot of lawyers out there. There's a lot of everything. Part of it is we really just like being ourselves. Do we agree on that? Like, it's really a thing. Like, there's a lot of like, it's about us. You even see it in listing appointments. Nobody cares about your credentials. They care about their next. Who focuses on that in a listing appointment? Not a lot of agents. It's like, I'm great. I sold this many houses. I just got the superstar whatever award that I paid for because I got an email. For you. Okay? What ahas? I want 2 ahas before a vendor. Nothing. 2 things you might be doing, 2 things that like hit home. Derek.
I think on the goals, we were talking about that earlier, and
He's stuck on numbers. He's a numbers guy.
we talked about adjusting goals and stuff, like if you're maybe not on track to where you want to be. And I think it's important to have stacked goals too. So, you're 11 units a month, good for them.
Again, there's 2 of them, so it could be like 5
Right,
of them.
right. I mean, there's 2 of them. So you've got that, but you're also working toward that like biannual goal or the annual goal, but you're also working toward a bigger goal beyond that and making sure that as you're going through everything that you're continuing to work on the real objective. And the real objective, I guess I think that the real objective shouldn't be how many houses can I sell this month, because that's just too short, or this week, or today. It's like working towards something that's a lot larger, and that's the thing that keeps you showing up day after day and like continuing to do all of that.
Are you saying that's your why?
Big one, then you go.
Yeah. Yeah,
Your
absolutely.
Is what breaks down to that, right? It's not like they're like, hey, this is the goal, right? The goal is, I want this in my life.
I mean,
it breaks down.
Life worth living.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And that shouldn't hinge on whether or not I acquire the 11th listing this month, right? Like that's a component, but if you get 10, that isn't going to keep you from ultimately hitting that goal, because if it's 10 this month, it's probably 13 next month, you know? As long as,
Okay. Just like
as
knowing
long as you're
everything,
working,
knowing your
working
gaps.
toward the
Whatever
bigger
it is.
thing,
Yep.
to have the bigger burning desire.
Yep. What else? One more. Otherwise, I'm canceling all the meetings in July. Kidding, John. I won't do that.
I have problems with the three people, meeting the three people. The other part, I can do all that. Finding that conversation to have with that weird, awkward conversation with the three people sitting beside you in the boat, like.
I find it hard to believe that people are gonna have a hard time talking to you.
Not everything. Why? I have no idea, but that's just good for me to know. I find my thing.
Yeah, just, and you would be surprised, people really are interested in real estate.
Well, so this is a great point. You're sitting in the boat, right? And the home spotter is a great one, right? So they're like, oh, look at that house. Everyone says it. When you see a cool house, everyone in the boat's like, oh, look at that house. You're like, this is my time to shine, right? So you better be on home spotter and be like, oh, that house actually sold last time for XYZ. Or it's on the market right now, because they're going to see a sale sign and like, oh, I wonder how much that is. Fancy that. I can actually look that up for you. Right? Like, that's the conversation.
I don't love talking about it either. I try to talk about their work, and I just pepper them with questions about their work and, oh, how does that work? Like, how's your insurance bill? Good, yeah, it's fine. It's like, oh, I've heard claims were tougher to get, like really dive into detail in their work, and then they'll feel like, oh, I should ask her back. Then they'll ask you. And then you're like, yeah, sales are great. And then be ready with, your whatever. But make them ask you, don't just start talking about it.
Okay. We won't ask for any other ahas because that's painful enough. Do you want to introduce our vendors?
We have Felipe and Hank here today from Goosehead Insurance, and they're going to tell us a little bit about their business and how it can help you or your clients. So thank you for being here today.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Alvarez. Thank you so much for having me. By the name, I'm not from the US. I was born in Madrid, Spain, and then I lived in Lisbon, Portugal. My parents are from Brazil, and I was 18. I moved to Minnesota, like 2 hours away. I went to college in Luther College. I don't know if anybody is familiar with that college.
What do you cheer for?
Who do I support?
In the World Cup.
It's hard. I have 3 passports right now.
You thought who you cheer for.
But because I lived in Lisbon and because I was born in Madrid, my GOAT of soccer is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And he plays for Portugal. However, we're not being really good past games. But we have to cheer. Yeah, then Brazil and then
You can't lose.
and then the US.
Hey, you guys, can we stop for a second? Do you know how easy that one question was? Like, you just shared whatever. Sorry, I'm going to use this as an example of having a conversation and relating to someone, right? And it was like, well, who do you cheer for in the World Cup? Like, do you see how that one question just started an entire conversation? Like, this is, and then everyone else started asking questions. They were like, oh, yeah, this is great.
The World Cup brings everything together.
I just needed that as like a, I teed that up, obviously. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, fast forward. I've been here in Minnesota since December, and I've been working for Goosehead Insurance. I'm an insurance broker. I am here not to ask for business, but I'm here to be also part of your team, to actually come here every Tuesdays and learn from you guys. I love what you explained today. I completely agree with all the things that you said, and we actually have kind of a similar culture in our office, which is awesome because we have a great manager as well, of course. And you could, thank you. So I want to make sure that I am not just the boring part of the process here with the insurance. I know you guys are focused and very busy buying and listing the houses for your sellers and your buyers, but I want to make sure that I am a partner, right? I want to make sure that you guys are taken care of on any sponsors, any open houses that you need help with, any costs. Think of me more of a partner than just an insurance guy that's going to give you quotes. But of course, I am really good at what I do on the insurance side as well. I like to take my clients, which is your clients as well, from A to P and explain all the coverages, not just send them a quote by email. Then what can I do for you, right? I can give you timely documents right away, connect with your loan officers really easy, send the binders, update anything, and then client referrals. Like, how do you guys get business most of the time? It seems like you guys do boat trips, boat parades. I agree. I actually like it. That'll be awesome. But pretty much all of these things that you guys can imagine, I can help you out with. Let's say that you are prospecting some clients or prospecting some loan officers. I can go and maybe give a gift basket to them under your name and my name. So we're doing that together. And I know you guys are busy. Pretty much there's only so many hours in the day. So I want to make sure that we share that partnership. And some of the, do you guys, anybody has questions about insurance? I know it's kind of boring, but
It used to be boring until all of a sudden now people can't get insurance. And then it became really interesting.
Problem.
Yeah.
I think a big question is the whole roof situation, you know, with, what we're hearing from most insurance companies is that after 15 years, you'd still be insured, but there'll be a higher premium after 20. There's pretty much one company connected to farmers that'll, you know, that would cover a roof otherwise.
great question. We run into that issue a lot, but the beauty of Goosehead Insurance is that we work 150 plus carriers. I am not contracted directly with the insurance companies. I work for the client and I work for you. So I'm always going to go above and beyond to find a solution, even if it's only with one carrier or more, that we can actually find that solution as well. But yes, roof ages is an issue, but I'm always going to go above and beyond to find a solution for the client. Then other things that I can think of is like maybe anybody has crazy pets like giraffes, rhinos. That might be an exclusion on the insurance side as well, but we can always work through that as well. Like I said, I go above and beyond to make sure that the client knows what they're buying and what they're covered for, not just another number on their monthly payment for their loan, right?
Our job isn't just to make sure like they have the lowest rate, but that they're protected for anything that could happen, right? I think insurance is something that is not the most exciting part of the home buying process, right? They're kind of more focused on the home itself. We want to make sure that they are actually protected with the home that they're buying, right? A lot of people like overlook some of these questions here in terms of like dog breeds. Like, unfortunately, insurance discriminates on dog breeds of like pit bulls, Rottweilers, right? And a lot of people don't look into that before they sign up for coverage. And then they're just opening the door for a potential claim to be denied. That's the one thing we want to avoid. So again, we want to get them at the lowest price, but more importantly, make sure they're paying the least amount of money out of pocket and that they're fully covered for anything that could actually happen.
I know we also have a lot of tenured agents here, and congratulations on amazing business. How many of you have an insurance partner already?
Oh,
nice.
Sure,
Okay.
amazing.
Well, we're part of the corporate realm as well. It's kind of different. Goosehead has been in the Minnesota with the agents owners, but we are a brand new office, corporate. We're in the Fifth Street Towers. So we also have this beautiful service team behind us that can help out with any updates, any client claims, or any questions you may have. They're always going to be available. Awesome. And then I want to share a little bit of my goals here. I just want to throw a lot of information about it, insurance, but I want to be the top agent in Minnesota. I want to be your go-to referral guy for every lead and for every client you may have, even if it's just proactively, even if they already have an agent. I want to make sure they're in a good spot. But the way I look at it is if I do a really good job, that looks good on you guys. And that seems like you're taking your client from A to Z and not just saying, hey guys, now you guys need to go get insurance and come back to me once you get insurance, right? You're actually referring somebody else like me, which is going to actually take the client from A to Z and make sure they are protecting with it, which is the biggest asset of their lives, right? Awesome. Any questions for me or for us?
I want to help you reach your goal.
And again, our goal is to, sorry.
One other thing that I've been thinking about lately, and I don't know the insurance lingo, so hopefully this makes sense, but are there still claims in which, let's just say, because we're buying and selling these houses all day long, and then do the inspections, there's hail, and all of a sudden you got an insurance claim in the midst of a transaction, right? And is there still situations in which, whether it be siding or windows or roof from hail, that an insurance company will give the cash to the people and they don't have to fix it? Or is there, is it always going to be the case that if there's a claim that's approved, the work will have to be completed? Does that make sense? Because you used to be able to say, okay, $30,000 for a roof, then the insurance company give you $25,000 as a cash payout, and then you decide whether you want to replace it or not, right? Am I making sense? But lately I haven't seen that at all, which I think is probably a good thing. But can you just address that real quick?
It's gonna be like, I guess the hard part of our job is like we work with so many different carriers that each carrier kind of handles their claims process a little bit differently. Like some are going to require that the work's done, some are going to kind of have that cash payout. It's going to be more on a like carrier to carrier basis, if that kind of makes sense. But we can make sure like if that's like one of your client's stipulations on how they want that claim to be paid out, we can make sure we put them with a carrier that is going to do it the way that they want it to be done. That kind of makes sense. We just have the options to make sure they're in the best spot. And great question. Like, that's
and apart from that, I'm always going to be the client goes to agent as well. So whenever they run into that, God forbid, bad situation, they can call me and we can always advise the best route to take.
Because a lot of times people call in to like make a claim and like
every to an AI robot.
Immediately like knocks that down as a claim, even though it might not make sense to go through with the claim at that point in time based on the deductible that they have, right? I think we run into it in Minnesota a lot where you have like maybe a 1% deductible and you only have like maybe $10,000 worth of cover damage, and that's the deductible you're paying. So the moment you call into an insurance company, you kind of get hit preemptively of calling the claims department, even if you get a payout or not, right? Where we're kind of going to be the mediator, helping them realize what their deductible is and if it makes sense to actually go through with that so it doesn't impact their insurance. Sure.
Awesome.
I guess, how can we help you guys? Our goal is to be a reflection of you and help you guys grow your business. Is there anything we can do to like stand out or help bring you guys to business, or what can we do to help you?
I think if you actually do explain things to the client, you do bring things up like, okay, if you want your sump pump to be covered when it fails, you need to add that. You know what I mean? I mean, tough stuff.
A bunch of numbers. 100%.
So that would make a huge difference.
You go line by line. Bell does a great job going line by line through every client or with every client through all the coverages to make sure, even the exclusions too of what's not covered. There's a lot of people have a misinterpretation of that as well.
So you're preemptively having those conversations of when they say they want insurance, they think they know what they want.
Yes.
You're preemptively having the conversations. Have you considered X, Y,
You go through everything, optional coverages, exclusions, whatever they want to add, and kind of like what like on average most clients do add as well. Like we proactively add water backup, which is like one of the most claimed instances we see in insurance. Like we always add that to all of our policies, and that's more of an optional coverage. So and then we go through all the additional ones that they may want to add.
And we explain throughout the process what coverage A, coverage B, coverage C is. And then I know we put a lot of the client on the information on the phone, but then I do also a follow-up email saying with everything I stated on that call.
I think they're gonna stick around for a little bit, while people grab lunch, so if we have other questions and stuff, you guys are welcome to chat then.
Awesome. Thanks for coming.